Yeah, my favorite day of the week. Back day. I actually shortened my wait times today. I read that can help with, challenging yourself more, possibly building more muscle, but it also occurred to me that I could get out of there sooner. I shortened my wait times from 2 minutes down to 1 minute between sets. So that's what I did. And the shorter wait times definitely reduced my reps because I was pushing myself harder and faster. And I wasn't doing the reps faster itself, just the wait times were shorter, obviously. Don't want to hurt yourself, which I did. Actually, on Wednesday, I guess I was rushing through my chest workout a little bit too vigorously and kind of tweaked my shoulder a little bit. Thankfully, it's already better. So that was nice. So all I need right now is another injury that's going to sideline me. Another thing I'm really happy about relates to my chronic acid reflux. And I have been on omeprazole, which is generic Prilosec, for years. I think ever since 2016 or something crazy like that. And I would think it was in 2018 that my ENT, my ear, nose, throat doctor, doubled my dosage because of this silent reflux that I was having at the time. Silent reflux, inflammation caused by acid reflux that you don't actually feel, but you notice the effects in your speaking voice and or your singing voice. In my case, it was my singing voice, where it seemed like I had a chronic case of laryngitis, and my singing articulation and range and everything was severely impacted for a long time. I didn't know why. It was really scary. I talked about this on a video really early on in the channel, where I was convinced that I had vocal nodes, that my vocal cords were shot. Fortunately, that turned out not to be the case. But lately, again, just like the first time I started getting in shape in 2019, I've noticed my singing voice getting better again. And of course, my theory, as I've already mentioned, is that has something to do with my diaphragm getting stronger. Well, the reason why I had acid reflux in the first place is because of a hiatal hernia, which is a little tear in my diaphragm, right where my stomach or the esophagus reaches up. And what a hiatal hernia can do, as I understand it, is if that little tear gets big enough, then your stomach, the top of your stomach, starts bulging out upwards through your diaphragm. And depending on how bad it is, that can impair the functionality of the little sphincter muscle that keeps your stomach closed when you're not eating and drinking. And that's the acid gets out and all kinds of havoc ensues. So I kind of had a theory that maybe if my diaphragm's getting stronger, maybe my hiatal hernia is also getting less severe. Because the hiatal hernia I have is very small. It's very minor. And that's why my doctor agreed with me that if I lost weight, if I get down to my ideal weight, I probably won't ever have to have surgery to correct this. I can just get off the drugs and be fine and be more or less symptom free. So that's been my goal for the past couple of years. Of course, I got completely thrown off last year, but it's absolutely imperative I get off omeprazole because it has been interfering with my ability to absorb certain nutrients like iron. I actually found out late 2019 that I was iron deficient, and I actually had the beginnings of iron deficiency anemia, which was not fun. And that has crept back in a couple of times recently. And so I've been on iron supplements now and I've been stable, but I just was getting really sick of having to deal with this bullshit. So I decided I was going to start trying to wean off of omeprazole, even though I'm not anywhere close to my ideal weight. I initially had to go on omeprazole daily back when I was over 200 pounds at some point, I think in 2016, when I got fat enough that the hiatal hernia was a constant problem. And the acid reflux became a really severe, really terrible burning every day. It was awful. So the omeprazole took care of that. So anyway, my GI, my gastroenterologist a couple of years ago had recommended to me that when I'm ready to wean off of omeprazole, I should cut my dosage in half first and then because my dose at the time was 40 milligrams. So he suggested that I start off by taking 20 milligrams before bed and then 20 milligrams when I get up the next day, and do that for 2 weeks. And then after 2 weeks, eliminate the morning dose. So just take the evening dose. And then I'm only on 20 milligrams a day. And then after 2 weeks of that, get rid of omeprazole altogether and take Zantac for 2 weeks. Now, side note, Zantac has since been taken off the market, so I'm not sure what the final stage in that course would be now. I'm going to have to message my doctor and ask what he would recommend for that final stage. But I'm already in the middle stage now. And it crept up on me faster. I've weaned myself down to 20 milligrams, and it only took me a week, I think, because I just kept forgetting to take the morning dose. And after I did that a couple of times and I realized I wasn't having any major symptoms, so like, screw this, I'm just going to keep going. So it's been over a week now that I've only been taking 20 milligrams a day. I do have a few, sometimes a little bit of slight burning sensation, which is to be expected because as you're coming off this stuff, you're going to start having acid rebound symptoms. And the whole idea of tapering off the drug like I'm doing is to lessen the severity of those, the rebound symptoms. And I'm really kind of surprised at how well it's working. So I'm very happy about that. And I have to say, I don't know if this is related directly to that or not, but just in the past few days, I've been feeling so much better. It's like I'm finally starting to actually feel the benefits of weightlifting that I remember experiencing in the past that I just really kind of hadn't been experiencing this time. Just feeling kind of really energetic and just good. Like my dopamine is just working much better now or something. I don't know, but I kind of suspect it has something to do with because my stomach is able to produce more acid safely now. It's not as inhibited with acid production as it was, a week ago. My digestive system is possibly able to absorb nutrients a bit more efficiently than it was before. Possibly. It's just a theory. Yeah, I'm still stuck. I'm still stuck around 211, 212. I'm trying not to get too impatient. I understand. I read a couple places online last night that when you first get into weightlifting, like newbies to weightlifting can put on more muscle the first month or so than people who've been lifting weights for a long period of time. And that might contribute to what I've been experiencing as well, with kind of being at a stalemate on the scale where I'm gaining muscle and losing fat, but the number on the scale isn't changing. So this is kind of, I haven't really experienced this before, because every time I've done this in the past where I've, used Lose It to track my meals and lose weight, the first couple months I lose a lot of weight. Like I think I lost, when I did this in 2019, I have to check, I still haven't checked because I'm just short on time. It was something like 10 pounds, I think, in the first couple months. And right now I'm 6 weeks into this and I've only barely lost 6 pounds, but it's okay. I know things are changing, and I'm just going to have to be patient. I have to keep reminding myself again that my plan this time was to lose the weight slowly and sensibly, and not worry so much about how quickly it was happening or not happening. That's all I have time for now. I've rambled on a lot longer than I thought I would. I will see you guys later. Bye.